All right, so moving on to the next segment, I'll be sharing my top 10 quarterbacks that I trust the most this NFL postseason. So I'll be having my quarterback rankings of the quarterbacks that I trust the most for the playoffs, starting at number 10, bringing it all the way down to number 1. So starting at number 10, this is an interesting list. But starting off at number 10, I have Baker Mayfield, quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield this NFL season arguably had the best season of his NFL career thus far. He helped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go 9-8 this season, winning the NFC South for the second consecutive year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, winning that division. And Baker Mayfield basically had the same exact team that Tom Brady had last year. They were a better team offensively and defensively this year than what they were when Tom Brady had that same exact team last year, when they went 8-9, barely won that division, and got harassed in the playoffs by the Cowboys last year. But Baker Mayfield, with the same exact team, has brought this team alive. On the season, Baker Mayfield has 4,444 passing yards, 28 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions on the season. And Baker Mayfield has a solid defense. Let's not forget the solid defense that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do have. And he also has solid weapons by his side. He has Mike Evans, a future Hall of Famer at the wide receiver position, and Chris Godwin, a speedy guy. It's hard not to trust Baker Mayfield this time around in the playoffs. He's number 10 on my list. At number 9, I have Jalen Hurts, quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, even though the Philadelphia Eagles have lost their identity, lost their losing ways, and have squeaked into the playoffs, going 1-5 in their last 6 games with the easiest schedule remaining in the National Football League, I still have to have Jalen Hurts on my top 10 quarterback list. Jalen Hurts does have 2 playoff victories. An NFC Championship appearance. He won the NFC Championship last year with the Philadelphia Eagles and has a Super Bowl appearance. Was just one drive away from winning a Super Bowl last year with the Philadelphia Eagles, and that Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I have to have Jalen Hurts on my list. He has the experience to turn things around in the playoffs. He is a dynamic player when everything is working well. It's going to be interesting to see what the Philadelphia Eagles can do. But I do have Jalen Hurts, number 9 on my list. And number 8, I have CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback for the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud has turned things around for the Texans franchise in his rookie season. The Texans were dying to have a franchise quarterback after Deshaun Watson left town. They found their guy in CJ Stroud, and he is going to be one hell of a quarterback for years and years to come in the National Football League. But CJ Stroud helped the Texans go 10-7 this year and helped them win the AFC South. In my opinion, CJ Stroud is the lock to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he's already playing like a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. He has the capability to help the Texans do something special in the playoffs this year. CJ Stroud is number 8 on my list. At number 7, I have Joe Flacco, quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. If I told you guys in August that Joe Flacco would be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns heading into the playoffs and having them actual chance to win the Super Bowl, you guys would have called me insane. But it's a reality. But Joe Flacco has a chance to take this Browns team on a deep playoff run. And I trust Joe Flacco a lot this upcoming NFL playoff run. I do believe that he has he can do something special with the Cleveland Browns. He has a great relationship with Amari Cooper and David Njoku. They're like a new married couple in the honeymoon phases. That he has that relationship with those players with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have an elite defense, and Flacco is a former Super Bowl champion. Can we not forget what he did in the 2012 NFL playoffs when he defeated Andrew Luck in the wild card, when he went on the road to Denver to defeat Peyton Manning in one of the best games in NFL history in double overtime? Did we forget what he did in the AFC Championship, beating Tom Brady in Foxborough in New England? And can we really forget the stellar performance that he had in the Super Bowl to help the Ravens win that back in 2012 against Colin Kaepernick's San Francisco 49ers? This man has done it all in the playoffs. He has the experience. Don't sleep on the Browns. Joe Flacco is number 7 on my list. At number 6, I have Mathew Stafford, quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. Mathew Stafford is a wild card in the playoffs this year. A veteran quarterback is finally healthy again and knows what it takes to win at a Super Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl just a few years ago. He has Cooper Kupp. He has Puka Nacua. And he has Kyron Williams to rely on in the running game. And you can't forget he has boy genius Sean McVay as the offensive-minded guy on the sidelines. This is the team that nobody wants to see, and I'm going to get onto that later on in the episode, but Mathew Stafford is number 6 on my list. And number 5, that's the guy that I'm repping. The jersey I'm wearing. It's Dak Prescott. I trust Dak Prescott a lot for this upcoming NFL postseason run. Now, Dak Prescott, he gets to play at home for a little bit for the first few weeks in the playoffs, no matter what happens. If they go on to at least the divisional round, he'll be playing at home. So I do trust Dak Prescott when he's playing at home. He's playing incredibly well at home this NFL season. He's 8-0 at home this season. The Cowboys average 37 points per game at home. Dak Prescott has a passer rating of 120 at home. Dak Prescott has put together the best season of his NFL career. And I believe we can beat anybody in the NFC at home when it matters most this postseason. You look at the teams we beat at home that's in the playoffs. We beat the Eagles at home. We beat the Lions at home. We beat the Rams at home. I think we could beat anybody in the dance when the Cowboys are at home. I trust Dak Prescott a lot because he comes alive and plays his best football when he's playing in Jerry's world. He's number 5 on my list. At number 4, I have Brock Purdy, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy has played at an MVP caliber level this NFL season. You erase that 4-interception game that he had on Christmas night against the Baltimore Ravens. He's played picture perfect all year long. But Brock Purdy gained playoff experience last year as a rookie when he was a third-string guy that wasn't even supposed to be the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. But injuries happened. He stepped up and took the opportunity and took the ball and ran with it. Last year, he won 2 playoff games as a rookie. Mr. Irrelevant. And the 49ers are the odds-on favorite right now for all sports bettors out there to win the Super Bowl this year. So I trust Brock Purdy as the number 1 seed in the NFC Conference a lot. Brock Purdy is number 4 on my list. And number 3, I have Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now listen, if this was any other time in the playoffs, if there's any other circumstance, I will always have Patrick Mahomes at number 1. But the Kansas City Chiefs has been through a lot this NFL season. And even though the Chiefs are very vulnerable, they don't have an offensive identity. They don't have any wide receivers that create separation. They don't have a receiver that you could really rely on. And their pass catcher, Travis Kelce, is pretty banged up. So the Chiefs are very vulnerable. They might be down, but you can never count them out. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid a part of on the sidelines of playing and coaching, they always got a chance. But when you have a quarterback, when the Kansas City Chiefs have a top 5 quarterback of all time, in my opinion, in Patrick Mahomes, you always have a chance. And Patrick Mahomes, I say he's had top 5 all time because he has the resume to prove it this young and this early in his NFL career. He's a 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. He's already has 11 playoff victories in his tenure with the Kansas City Chiefs. Always got to trust him in the playoffs. He's number 3 on my list. And number 2, I have Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. The Bills started off the season 5-5 and managed to go 11-6 and win the AFC East division for the 4th year in a row. Hell, I'll take accountability. I even said on this podcast, the week that they lost to the Denver Broncos, I said they would miss the playoffs. And man, have they proven me wrong. And they turn things around when it matters most. Look at Josh Allen. He's played very well as well. Very well also. If they had a better record of 11-6, I would really say he should win MVP, if you want my honest opinion, for going stat for stat when any other quarterback in the National Football League, because he has a total of 44 touchdowns combined passing and rushing this NFL season. And Josh Allen knows what it takes to win playoff games. He's already won 4 playoff games. And the Bills are hot as a forest fire. They're the hottest team in the AFC heading into the dance. Josh Allen is number 2 on my list. And number 1, I have Lamar Jackson. I do trust Lamar Jackson more than any other quarterback in the playoffs this NFL season. And I do believe Lamar Jackson is finally ready to silence the critics in the playoffs. We all know Lamar Jackson historically is one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL regular season history. The win-loss records show it. His winning percentage shows it. But I think he's ready to prove it when it matters most in the playoffs this postseason. And has he played great in the playoffs? No. He has a record of one playoff win and 3 playoff losses. But I think he's ready to take the Ravens to the next step and go to the next level and take them to on a deep playoff run. The Baltimore Ravens have home field advantage. The playoffs and the AFC run through Baltimore. He's got a great defense backing him up, and this is actually the first time in his postseason tenure he's going to have weapons by his side. He has Odell Beckham. He has Zay Flowers. He has Rashad Bateman. Isaiah likely has stepped up at the tight end position. He could potentially get Mark Andrews back depending on how far they go. I do believe that delivering the city of Baltimore a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson as the greatest quarterback in Baltimore Ravens history, I'm not sleeping on them. It's their year. This is their best shot to win the Super Bowl. And I think if anybody could get it done, it's Action Jackson, Lamar Jackson. I trust him the most out of all quarterbacks heading into the postseason. But that is my top 10 NFL postseason quarterbacks that I trust the most heading into the NFL playoffs.